everyone, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life, and I am here to do kind of a really fun new series. So a group of us, Hannah Lemieux, Christina Storage, Beth, Sarah, who's Sarah Scraps, and Megan, who's Crafty Maggie, and I have gotten together and we are going to do a new series called Be Inspired. No, excuse me, called Inspired By. And the goal of this is each month we are going to take turns picking something that helps inspire us to scrapbook and create different layouts based upon that inspiration. So the first one, because this is actually Christina's idea, she has been wanting to do this series for quite a while and was really excited when a bunch of us were like, yes, I want to do it with you. So she chose for our first challenge the inspiration piece to be inspired by other hobbies. Now I'm going to be a little tongue-in-cheek about it, and mine is coffee, drinking. My coffee is my other hobby right now, especially with well, she'll be 2 months probably almost by the time you watch this. So I almost have a 2-month-old, and then my son is 3, so coffee is kind of a must in my home. So that is the photo I'm going to be scrapping, and what I'm going to be talking about today is my hobby of coffee. So I hope you enjoy this series. The links for everyone else will be below. Make sure to check them out, and I really hope you enjoy this. We're really excited about this, and we're going to post once a month, so it'll be the 3rd Friday of every month. And I think we'll just do at least a round where we each get to pick one, and then we'll see how that goes and how you like it, and we'll go from there. So thanks everyone for your support.
So I'm going to grab these 2 6x6 they're not paper pads, paper sheets, 6x6 papers from the Say the Bee collection. I'm sorry guys, it's early. I'm just not with it yet. And I love these pattern papers. I have been hoarding them because they were so pretty, and I love how dominant they kind of are on this layout, so it really highlights them. And then I'm also going to just grab this tissue paper. It's beautiful. It's confetti tissue paper. I got it at the dollar store, and I'm in love with this stuff. You don't see very much of the confetti on this one, but I plan on using it on another layout where you can see it a little bit more dominantly. But I wanted to just have a little bit of texture underneath my photo, because I'm going to do a little bit of clusters at that bottom left corner, and I just wanted there to be a little bit more around the photo as well. I add the little love banner up there. The wood grain just kind of soft and reminds me of like a coffee house type look, so that's why I added that there. You can see my title off to the side, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But right now you see me working with these frames. I really wanted to highlight that corner, and I wanted to also use up a little bit of my my frames. So as you know, I am in the middle of a pretty deep spending freeze. I've been on it since March, and I'm going all the way until July. And currently Sarah Scraps and Christina are both doing a it's their not redefine, that's Christina's name on her channel. They are doing their rediscover your stash series, but they're doing a 40-day spending freeze themselves. So they've got a Facebook group, and we're all supporting each other, and it's really fun. And so because of that, I am trying to use up some of my favorite supplies that I have a lot of, so that when July is done and I can purchase some stuff, I can purchase my favorite things and have room for them. So you can see I did that little cluster there, and I love the way that cluster turns out. It'll be a little bit different, and you'll see that in a minute. And now what I'm doing is, as I was putting those tabs at the top there, I realized there's too much real estate on this layout. It's just too much. So I'm going to turn it into a 9x12. And I love 9x12 layouts, but it's not something I do very often anymore, and I need to do way more of it. So this has kind of been a good prompt for me to make sure that I try to do maybe at least one a month. Maybe that'll be my goal. And I'm just going to add a little bit of gesso to this background now, because I'm going to do a tiny bit of mixed media. It's nothing major, but what I'm doing here is mixing my colors, my watercolors, to make a coffee type look. And I'm going to take my actual coffee cup that I was drinking my coffee with while doing this layout and make coffee rings like that Project Life card that I was showing you. That's what I was inspired by. And this was really fun. I loved the way it turned out. I did end up doing 2 takes of it because with the first one, I do add a tiny bit of teal splatters. And with the first one, I added really big splatters, and it just wasn't working for this layout, which you will see. I show you the difference in a minute, but it was fun. Again, I guess I'm not really new to mixed media anymore. I've kind of been saying that for a few years now, but I still find it kind of intimidating. So doing little bits like this is way more in my comfort zone and kind of fun and playful and all of that. And I love the way that these turned out. Again, it's really fun. And I'm going to put my journaling within the middle of it. So there you can see those big green splatters that I had done. It's really neat, and I plan on using that for another layout, but instead I just redid it quickly, and I'm going to just put my layout back together now. And while I was doing that, I also grabbed this little strip. It is a border strip from a paper pad, and again, that soft wood tone just really played off a coffee house feel for me, so that's why I'm adding it there. Replacing those frames, you can see I slid that little small frame up a little bit. I'm just trying to get some fun texture, make sure all of the frames kind of touch each other and overlap, but you can still see all of them. I'm also adding those 2 tabs at the top just to bring in the colors that I have on that pattern paper, and I really love the way that that looks as well. And it also, because of that pink, really helps do a visual triangle with the pink, which is kind of nice. You can see me outlining all of my my lines for my journaling. I'm gonna write in my journaling within the coffee circles, which I think is really neat, and that's one of my favorite parts of this layout is my journaling and how it looks. And then I'm gonna go back into doing a little bit more like just embellishing. So I do my journaling spot. I like to make sure I know where my journaling is going when I'm to about this stage, so that when I do my kind of finishing touches with my embellishment, I haven't run out of room for my journaling. Journaling is a big deal for me, so I like to make sure it's a highlight there. I added this little coffee cup that is from a fall line, I believe from last year, and I think it's a Simple Stories line. And it's the only piece of blue on this layout, but I feel like it just works. I'm just going with it. And I really wanted to use it, so it ends up going up at that top. Even though I'm kind of playing around and thinking about adding that bow up there, it doesn't go there actually. And then my title that you can see, I'm adding the word because to. So this is kind of a tongue-in-cheek layout, and my title is titled Because Coffee is My Other Hobby. So again, the point of this episode and what we are being inspired by is other hobbies. And I don't have a lot of other hobbies. I like to read and decorate I like to go decorate and shop and kind of all that little stuff. But really, scrapbooking is my main hobby. And so I thought I'd be just kind of funny and put this is going into my book of me, so it can kind of be whatever it wanted to be. And I'm just going to talk about how everyone knows me as a scrapbooker, and that's what I do. It's unless I'm taking care of my kids or hanging out with my family, that sort of thing, I'm scrapbooking. But I do love to drink coffee. And so the top journaling in the first circle kind of talks about that. Like, I'm a scrapbooker and that's what I do. But there I have the secret other hobby, and then I go ... And then in the bottom circle I write, and that hobby is coffee. And I talk about how I have about 2, almost sometimes 3 cups a day. It's the perfect pick me up, and it's just kind of funny. I like it. I just thought it was tongue-in-cheek and fun. So that is my journaling. I love the way my journaling turned out there, and I'm waving to you saying that I'm done, but my final touches are going to be some of these awesome sequins that you can pick up at the Spiegel Mom Scrap Shop if you're interested in. They are the perfect colors because they're coffee colors, so I just added a few throughout the layout to sprinkle them in. And I did do the triangular effect with that too. I just can't help it. I can't just splatter them around the layout. I wish I could, but I just have a hard time with that. So I just went to my go-to thing about just putting them in clusters of 3. And that's going to wrap up my layout. So make sure to go check out everyone else and see what their other hobbies are. And I really hope you've enjoyed this new series. We do plan on doing one a month until all of us have gone, and then we'll see what we do after that. And it's really fun new series, and I love these ladies. They are some of my favorite ladies on YouTube and just in the scrapping world that I know. So again, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you really soon. Bye.